Hi, my name is Bryn Bliska. I'm a musician, composer, and producer based in Los Angeles, and today I'm going to be walking you through a new soft synth from Softube called Model 77. This is an amazing dual panel synth. It's got this beautiful combination of a retro sound, but also a lot of modern features. The user interface is just super friendly. You can see everything really easily, which for me is kind of the thing that makes me actually return to software. The ability to get creative with it really quickly, but also sort of do some deep dives. So here's a little example of what it sounds like, and then I'll walk you through some of the patches I made. So the first sound you hear in that beat is a sub bass patch I made, and immediately out the gate, something you'll notice is the ability to mix between the two layers really easily. So in this patch in particular, I have sort of a lower and upper harmonic mixed, and it's really easy to crossfade between the two, which is amazing. Obviously, flipping the switch here will give you full control over either layer, and honestly, not a ton going on in this patch. I do have that little touch of upper harmonic content to help it cut through the mix. Something else that I really love is in your filter section, you basically have a really nice visual of the envelope, so you can sort of see how it changes as I make it pokier and less pokey. I feel like it's very helpful to have that visual analogy of what a filter envelope is doing, or an amplitude envelope over here for that matter. But I love that feature so much. Other features of this patch, not a ton going on. I like the global filter. You can really kind of shape the end of your sound really easily with that. But yeah, this is pretty much like a nice bass, not a ton going on. But honestly, I feel like the inherent character of what they built here is really beautiful. So the second patch I made is sort of a retro keys patch. Again, I'm making use of this crossfade between the two layers. And again, I've got sort of a lower and upper harmonic layer. Just a lot of sonic content out of the gate, and you can hear as you crossfade between those two. It's really just such a nice way to sort of shape the tone. Also, you could automate this feature, that would be really beautiful. You also have the ability to add a sine wave, which is quite nice. So without that, sounds like this. Mixing it in full right there. Just adds a bit of smoothness underneath as well. Other things I'm making use of in this patch, some of this LFO, so it's super cool. You can essentially change the speed of the LFO on this dial right here, and then choose to send it to your oscillator, your filter, your amplitude at varying amounts, but with that same bass wave. So it kind of creates a very unified sound, but with a lot of character that I really like. Also making use of the filter here. And as well, this patch has some of this nice reverb, which I just honestly sounds really beautiful. I feel like it adds a lot of stereo information. It's just got a great character. And the final patch I made for this beat is just a nice fluty sort of lead sound. This one honestly is just using one layer. I felt like I could kind of get everything out that I wanted from that. And often with a lead, I find just a really simple sound in a mix can cut really well. It's a bit of a less is more vibe. I made use of this aging feature. Just kind of adds to my ear a little bit of grit and softness and warmth to the sound. It's kind of cutting off a tiny bit of the super edge. Also got some of the reverb happening. Other vibes going on here. We've got use of that LFO again. Nice glide. You have a lot of glide options honestly, which I did not go too crazy with when I was playing, but they sound great. Other features that I didn't make a ton of use of in this particular beat, but do sound really lovely that I think are awesome. I think I forgot to mention on the keys patch prior, but you can detune the layers from each other, which creates a nice chorus effect. There's also a great unison feature, and I didn't touch this because I'm working with this tiny keyboard, but there is a polyphonic aftertouch feature built into this, which in other scenarios I would really, really enjoy. And I think that's pretty unique to this synth. So shout out to them for that. Anyways, overall, I think the synth is just a super creative tool. It immediately is really fun to play. There's basically the built-in sort of patches that this is emulating also out the gate, so you can get started really quickly with any number of things that sound really cool. And again, it's one of those synths that to me, it's perfect because out of the gate, sort of doing absolutely nothing, it sounds amazing, and you can get creative with it really quickly, but also it gives you so much ability to shape the sound if you're going for something specific or if you want to just create something very unique. So overall, I think this is an amazing addition to Softube's arsenal. I'll absolutely be using it a lot, and I hope you check it out.